Now officially segregation from everyone else. So now I've got you trapped in here, we can kick off. So just background, I'm Thomas Barnes from Capacitas. I work as a consultant in, I don't know if you've heard all sorts of dreadful things about consultants. I work as a consultant in capacity and performance, currently working with a client, leading a big program of work, doing performance within this large transformation program they're doing. So I want to talk about this today, why you're spending too much money on performance testing. Like I said, I don't want to talk about it, I want you to talk about it. Each time we'll have a question, we'll have some pictures, and we'll discuss them, okay? And I hope we'll get all the way through and get to the slide at the end, because the last slide is the best slide, okay? So don't hold this up and stop us getting there. That's your prize for putting up with me till the next hour and a quarter, or whatever it is. You get to see the slide at the end. Okay, so where are we today? The curious thing about the age in which we live is that change is getting faster and faster, okay? We don't just want lots of change, we want more change today than we had yesterday, and tomorrow we're going to want more change than we had today. So change is getting faster and faster, we've got a high rate of change, and the time for change is going down. We're going to have yearly releases, now we're going to have 6-month releases, we're going to have 1 month. We're going to release every day, we're going to release every 10 seconds, or whatever it is. The time for change is reducing. And potentially as these forces combine, the danger is the cost of change may go up, or potentially the risk of change is going up. So one or the other of those things is happening. Is everyone seeing that sort of pressure? Okay, so you need to release things faster, you need to release things more often. Anyone not seeing that? Any sectors where this hasn't hit yet?
But sorry, just quick,
go ahead.
So the risk of change, right?
Yep.
Is increasing, right?
Yep.
But surely the risk of change should be reducing, because if you release frequently, you're actually releasing a lot more smaller stuff. Therefore, the risk is a lot less to release.
So you think less risk with the
high frequency.
with these two things going on, we may have less risk.
Yeah.
So does anyone else think that?
Yeah, because it's time to fix as well, isn't it?
Yeah, that's one thing.
Because of the cost of change in this model around, you have to stand up a team that can deliver these things quickly. What we're finding is we have to put things in that are much further down the line in terms of
So you
functionality.
evolve.
So we're actually putting stuff in that we don't actually need at the time.
Oh, I see.
So actually the risk of change is greater, because you
I
put stuff
see.
in it, it can stay dormant,
Okay, so,
and then it can go bang.
So this is your personal experience rather than a broad explanation?
Well, I think there's probably one or the other of these things happening. So either you're having to spend more money to try to manage that change, because there's more change coming in. Okay,
Yeah.
You're not just saying we're going to not just the time for change is going down, but we want more changes as well delivered in the same time frame. So this year, instead of just this amount of change, we're doing this amount of change, and we're not spending that much more money. Maybe you are spending that much more money. If you're not, then perhaps the risk and the change are both growing.
Basically, isn't the whole point of doing more frequent, smaller changes to reduce the cost and reduce the risk? Because we see with big waterfall projects costing an absolute fortune, constantly going wrong. Therefore, we're moving away from that because of those two factors. So I'm just intrigued as to why you think this model is riskier and more expensive.
So I think it can be riskier and more expensive unless we change how we're doing things. So it's riskier and more expensive if we still say, okay, let's do lots of performance testing at the end of the cycle, and the end of the cycle happens every 10 seconds. What we need to do is change this and come up with better ways of managing performance risk than just saying, hey, we need to do the same performance test.
But even that simple.
It's been pragmatic.
Yeah.
The other thing is understanding that change. Not all changes are the same. So you're right. 99% of the risks, or changes, sorry, are low risk. But there might be the 1% which don't manifest themselves immediately, but may come down the line because you're probably
It's things like that. There is no time to spot the thing which is memory hungry. That is just leaving a legacy by not releasing resources. There's no time to spot that query that suddenly is going to drag something down, because it's being, as a small chunk, it's being tested in isolation.
Yeah.
It doesn't spot locking. Yeah. It doesn't spot the actual disk utilization. Yeah, so in terms of pure performance risk, the small change can actually, because it only takes one line of code. And of course,
And
it
that line of
works
code-
in your functional and your unit and so your sprint testing. Absolutely, it all works. But nobody's got any idea what it's doing.
And that line of code change, I mean, a lot of the arguments around smaller, faster is less risky is if we release this, it breaks, we'll fix it tomorrow. Whereas that line of code, that introduces your memory leak, it grows, sometime a month after next. Oh look, something's broken.
I've got
Was
an-
it that release or 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 that release? When did we break this thing? And
I've got a new report.
presents
Works
a
fine in
picture.
isolation, but as soon as it competes with anything else, it crashes the whole system. Back office report, bringing the whole system down at the moment. That's functional. That's not even performance. But you think about some of these things just have a different.
Yeah.
It's. I agree with you. The curve is not like that.
Yeah.
Absolutely. There's that happy medium almost where you get where it's a balance. But each of this is about market. Yeah, we're talking. Yeah,
Yeah.
we've got to try and get something that sparks conversation.
Finding
You can't. There's no one size fits.
Finding the right balance between these curves, isn't it? So, are we going to spend more money? Are we going to have more risk? Are we going to change how we work? I think the fact that we are doing things more often and we're doing in smaller bits gives us the opportunity. It presents opportunities to do things differently, and that's where we can re-examine what we do as not just performance testers, but performance assurance people, whatever you call them, performance assurance anyway, to examine what we
Sometimes
do.
you term performance engineering, don't they?
Performance engineers, whatever you want to call it, to examine what you do to do it better. So, and think about what we're doing, what you're doing today. Where do you spend your money? Where's all the effort and the pain and the money going? What are you spending on in terms of performance? Any ideas?
Yeah, there's some clients, a lot of noise environments, full scale environments.
Yeah.
Scripting.
Tools, scripting, data, okay.
VNUs,
Data creation, sorry.
virtual users.
Virtual users, yeah. Monitoring. Okay.
I'd actually say planning and analysis.
Okay,
The
planning and
actual
analysis.
execution is just a mechanic thing, it's setting it up right and working out what happened.
Yeah, and probably that setting up includes the data and the scripting and that sort of thing too, but the stuff that comes before that of what data do we need and what scripts do we need and how we set this
Well,
up.
yeah, proper NFRs and that sort of stuff as well.
Mhm.
Skill set as well.
Yeah. Well, I've got 3 high-level things here. So, worker time. So people doing things. We'll break these down as we go through. 2 then, that's your APMs or your monitoring tools or your virtual users, whatever else it is you're using. Environments, that's an environment. If you were going to...
It's a tree.
It's a tree, it's an environment for things that live in trees.
And the chainsaws to bring it down.
And the worker to do it.
The moral of this is when you mix them all together, the worker gets the train system, he gets cutting up the environment. But I mean, if you were thinking about this, which of these are you spending most money on? If you were going to do a pie chart, those 3, which is the biggest slice? Any ideas? Time? Most time, yeah. How much of your pie is that? Is it half your pie, 3/4 of your pie? Most of your pie? 90% of your pie?
Depends on the source, doesn't it, really?
Yeah.
It depends on the lifetime, because environment is most of the time one of big investment and maybe small investment. So
Yeah.
No, agreed.
the same as tools as well.
Yeah, although I mean it depends on your type of environment, doesn't it? I mean in the days where a lot of people are maybe using cloud environments, it becomes as you go, it's like the operating cost, and in the same way as the worker time, and perhaps the tooling, moving to more sort of software as a service. So a lot of these are becoming sort of overtime operational costs, but yes, so certainly tooling environments could be a bigger one-off thing.
It tends to be something that you would be more aware of the worker time because you know the cost of your people and the size of your team, whereas actually tools are provided to you in a lot of instances.
Yeah.
And so are the environments because you share them. But I
Yeah.
think now, as you said, as we head towards different, actually as you go open source and the tooling costs fly down, with a charge for your environments, which you weren't